She's a diva with a destiny, got purpose and zest, you see. Books, business, and accessories. She walks in favor and she's blessed indeed. She keeps her head and her heels high, and her limit soars beyond the sky. If it's purpose she's pushing, you've tuned in with Table Talk with a Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy he's trapped won't win. For God has given you vision, and in the end you shall win. Yeah. Table Talk with a Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in.
Great evening, and welcome back to Table Talk with the Diva. We've made it back. We've made it back to this phenomenal platform that God has given me. I am your fabulous host, Piera Collins, author ×2, and we're chatting it up this evening with a new, amazing, powerful author, and her name is Tracy Powell, and I think she goes by Tracy Lynn on TikTok and some of her social media pages. But I want to ask you to please do us a favor and share, like the episode. Please get your girlfriends on, get your sisters, your cousin, any woman that you know that is inspired to be a blessing to other women. I'm asking you to please invite her to the episode. She may have questions that Arthur Powell can answer for her today, or I may be able to answer. I don't know, whatever it is to come, but we want to be ready to receive the word. And here's the deal. This is free. This is free. Now, appearances is different, but for a Table Talk with the Diva, it is free. It costs you nothing to receive the knowledge, the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding. So I am asking you, before we get ready to bring her on, please share, like, and tag the episode. And last but not least, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I'm asking for your help because we are out here working and grinding to be a positive influencer to help other women that God has called us in this season. So with that being said, I'm super excited, ignited, and delighted to be back at the table, girl, with you, and you. So if you have a desire to do something, I think tonight is going to be the night you're going to get pushed into that, catapult into that space that you need to be in to get focused and say, you know what, if Arthur Pierre Collins can do it and Arthur Tracy can do it, then so can I. So that's what we're here to do. So I am so grateful to have you back on. Please share, and continue to support because it's needed. We're making a difference. God is pleased. And this is truly an assignment. How many of you have an assignment that you're not really working in or moving in yet? God, I think a lot of times when we delay what God has called us to do, I believe it is still disobedience. So being disobedient can cause some other issues. So let's not be disobedient when God has called you to a certain purpose, a thing in life that you know that he's calling you to, and he's constantly pulling on you. You can't even rest at night, girl. I mean, you know how your stomach is growling when you're hungry, that desire, that passion, or that thing that God has called you to, and you just cannot shake it. You can't, break the feeling at all. It's like, okay, Lord, you keep showing it to me. He's showing it to you for a reason. He's showing it to you for a reason. So we're going to go ahead and bring Arthur Tracy out tonight. So buckle up and receive her. Well, great evening, beautiful Queen Tracy Powell.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
Absolutely. This is so funny because I'm laughing because I remember when I had you on the show about 2 years ago, you were on speaking from a realtor point of view, a mortgage and being a broker and all this good stuff. So this is really a blessing for me because this tells me and shows me that God is yet moving and he's always up to something. I don't even believe, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. Did you see this coming, the Arthur in you when you were, in realtor? Not that you're not still in real estate, but did you see that before?
I did not.
You didn't.
I didn't see it coming, and I can tell you it's been a faith walk.
Yes, God. Yes.
And it actually came so organically. and it came with purpose.
Come on.
And it has been a healing journey,
Yes.
and it was much needed. And I just know that it was a God thing.
Come on now. Come on, come on, come on. I always say that a good thing is not always a God thing, but when you know from the rip, it's a God thing. What else is there? Lord, direct me, lead my path, guide me. Let your word be that light that I need to get to A to B to C to D, where you want me to go. And so, a woman of faith, I know you are, but we are going to be just sisters chatting it up. So it's not an interview, because some people say, well, what do you do? How do you come have an interview on your show? Well, it's not an interview. It's a conversation between women. You may be in business with one thing. You may be in business for something else. You may just be an author, not just an author, but I'm saying, that may be whatever it is. And we're just going to have a conversation and chat it up on the journey, what God has you on and how it began, and the passion that you discovered about it, what all just different things, but it's a conversation. So I just want to make you let you know that you're welcome here on this platform anytime. If you have something that we can push to help women better themselves and become who God wants them to be, and I believe in 2024 God is calling us to more. So
yes,
in his word, he declares that the first shall be last and the last will be first. And baby, we are on our way. We are on our way. You, me, and all the other authors that are out there pushing and writing and, making a difference and sharing the testimony. So I'm going to get us started. We're going to always do an icebreaker. You've been on before, so you know a little bit about the drill. You probably remember something about it. But I'm going to give you 2 words, one at a time, of course. And I'm going to give you a word. You give me a word that comes to heart, comes to mind, whatever it may be. I would say ownership.
freedom,
Thank you, Lord. Journaling.
release,
That is fire right there. I love that. Okay, I think I'm going to give you one more because you're so ready. All right, power. I'm going to give you one more. Resilient.
everlasting.
Come on. All right. Y'all heard it here on Table Talk with the Diva. Arthur Power was ready for me. Okay. So I thank you so much for that, because words are important. We cannot say it enough. We can't stress it enough. Framing our world with our words. So thank you, my brother Jimmy, if you're watching. I love you truly for planting that seed inside of me in 2005. But I want to say before we get started, Tracy, as I said before, words are important. And so early this morning, we talked about in our prayer group this morning about destroying things or people with your words. And so the main word she had was murder. She said after her study time, that God brought her to the word of murder. And so immediately, of course, everybody thinks physically harming someone, And she said, and what God showed her, that word is so big, because we can murder a dream, murder a vision, murder a person, their confidence. We can do that. And how do we do that? With that pink thing in our mouth. With that pink thing in our mouth. So being very mindful of the words that we speak, we can bring death to it or life to it, and we choose life. God chose life, and he tells you what to choose in his word. So with that being said, we are rolling into the call. I mean, not to the call. I'm on my prayer call. Help me, Father. But into the conversation. So many platforms. It's like, which one am I today? So many hats. But help us walk us through a little bit of the journey, and I'll pause, and there'll be a little more conversation. But if you can begin to tell the viewers the title of the book and how you knew that God was calling you to this part of your journey.
Okay, I sure will. And if you don't mind, when you start talking about the word murder,
come on,
it takes you to a space in your mind about death.
Yes.
But when you think about it, that we're still breathing, even though you may not have murdered it, you are held captive. And sometimes we imprison ourselves because of the words that we speak over our own lives, because of the words that we allow to come out of our mouths onto other people. And when you think about how you speak, how you think, the things that you do, and you look at the circle that you're in, everything that you're speaking, all the hurt, the pain, the negativity that you're pouring out to others is what you're living yourself. So when you are actually looking to talk and pull other people down, it's because that's where you are. And you have created a prison for yourself. And until you can shift your mindset, shift your thoughts, shift your thinking, and go into a positive realm, you're going to continue to stay there. You're not going to see all the blessings that God has for you. Every time he comes to your door to give you a blessing, you're going to turn around and say, when you coming? Okay. When you going to do it? How you going to do it? And he's already done it, but you haven't received it because of your thoughts, your words, and the way you're looking at it. Right. And the reason I went there is because that's where I'm starting from. When you ask me about my journey, what I've been through, where I've been going, my book is called Good Girl Trauma is Not My Drama. Good Girl Trauma is Not My Drama. And it's actually talking about fawn trauma. A lot of times we know there's fight and flight trauma. But nobody thinks about freeze and fawn. Fawn trauma is a response that involves people pleasing to avoid conflict and establish safety. So it's also known as, most people call it people pleasing, and a lot of people call it good girl trauma. And so it's always trying to appease other people. You always want to appear overly helpful and cooperative. You want to minimize or deny your own needs. You're always struggling to say no. So you're always being that one to say, yes, I can do it, or yes, I'll be there, or yes, and you're doing it to your detriment. You're agreeing with others' preferences, putting yours to the side. You're becoming overly reliant on others, not and second guessing your own thoughts and what you believe you should do. And then you're prioritizing other people's needs. And so there were a lot of days that I went home and cried because nobody knew what I was struggling with. Nobody knew what I needed because I was always the one with the smile, always the one jumping out to help everybody else, always the one that had the answer, even though I might have been the one struggling and I needed you to be there for me.
Come on, Queen.
But I didn't know how to tell you I needed you because I wanted to be safe. I needed that surrounding, that false sense of safety. But I kept finding myself in situations that pushed me to the brink of death almost, pushed me to the brink of giving up, pushed me to the brink of just falling apart. And there was, I can tell you, this book came so quickly because in October of last year, I had enough. I was working on a job, and in that position, I had been promised so many things that never came to fruition. And I had been working and giving my best. And I was continuously promised, but they knew whether they gave it to me or not, I was going to give my all. Because I did drink the Kool-Aid. And I knew that I was going to do and give my best. And in spite of, I kept saying, well, one day they're going to do it. One day they're going to hold up to their end of the bargain. And it got worse and worse and worse to the point where I was in the office one day and I thought I was having a heart attack.
Lord Jesus.
And a friend of mine called and just happened to be right around the corner from my job. And when I left the office, she came to pick me up to take me to the emergency room. When I left the office and got in her car, I felt good. I was okay. I'm like, what's going on? So she took me to lunch and I sat there and I ate and I was okay. And then she said, well, I'm gonna take you back to work. I got back to the building and almost passed out. I could not even make it through the garage into the door. And I had to take myself in my car to the emergency room. When I got there, I could not park my car. When I got out of the car, they had to get a wheelchair because I almost fell out. They thought I was having a heart attack. They kept me in the hospital and I went through this struggle and it was anxiety. It was a stress attack because I had swallowed so much of the painstaking agony of being just misused, disregarded, put to the side, and just she's going to do it anyway. So let's just keep giving it to her. Let's pile it on to her. And I kept doing and doing and doing, people pleasing while I was struggling, while I was spiraling into a hole. And at that point, my doctor said, if you go back, you'll die.
Lord Jesus.
So I had to make the conscious decision that I'm going to trust God, or I'm going to stay over here, struggle, and possibly die for a paycheck.
Oh my God. Wow.
So I had to step out. And when I stepped out on God's favor over my life, because I knew He had given it to me, on grace, on His promise that if He could take care of the birds in the air, if he can give soil to the trees, then what more would He do for me?
For you. Come on.
And when I tell you, God has sent so many blessings to me over this time frame, it was amazing, because I started out creating a journal so that I could heal. And that was the Grateful Life Journal.
Yes.
And then after I created the Grateful Life Journal, just to plug that real quick, I ended up creating I Right to Win. Everything in this journal talks about winning. Everything in that journal tells you you can. Everything in that journal has fed my soul so that I could learn how to love me, so I could learn to see my value, so that I could learn that there was no need to worry because God had me. And in the midst of that, yes, I went to therapy, because I had to learn how to move out of my own way. I had to learn how to go in and see where all of this stemmed from. I had to learn how and when and where I was going to be when God just took the lid off and let me see my value, because I kept praying, Lord, let me see me how you see me, because you made me in your image.
Yes, yes.
So I've got to be great.
Let me take a pause. Girl, you got me going. Oh my God. Powerful, powerful, powerful. I can't stress it enough. For those of you who may have just tuned in, Arthur Tracy is sharing the beginning of the journey, and where people make light of when you're going through something and they minimize it. That's hurtful, because listening to this right here, I'm holding back some tears because I can truly relate to some of what you're saying. But it's hurting me to hear that you almost lost your life because you were trying to be that girl, that woman for everybody, and neglecting yourself. I'm just like, absolutely not. But again, when you cannot see what God sees in you, it makes sense to a degree for me. And you get to, and then for the signs, and as you said, you were praying and seeking God, like what's really going on, and for you to feel overwhelmed with the stress and anxiety and go away from that job and just feel completely back to normal. And then when you go back, immediately you're flooded with this thing again. Girl, that's powerful for me, just hearing the testimony, because we get so caught up, and I could have been there, but God, my journey was a little different. When I left my job, that was because my vision was leaving, they said. Were you providing for yourself, a single woman, and having to make hard choices? I get it. But that's what I tell people, and I try not to, I don't want to dictate and tell people, of course, I can't tell them what to do, but it's like God called us and created us for ownership. But a lot of people are afraid to step out and do something that they know that God is calling them to, because it's like, I got bills to pay, but the job is not the source. Yes. God is.
Yes.
So if you trust Him enough, then, He will do that. He'll give you, like you said, the blessings started coming back to back from October to now. We're in March.
Yeah.
And you done set the whole platform on fire with the journal and the book. And I'm like, yeah. So when it's a God thing, It is just that. So I am so grateful. Oh, girl, I'm just like, okay, she putting too much. Yeah. This is good, but the story, your journey is powerful. And I know that's just tips of it, a little bit nuggets of it. But definitely, whew. So let's go back because I just want them for those that may just be chiming in, you'll have to catch the replay and just go to YouTube and then you can find it anytime, anywhere. But as far as your journey, once you went through all of that and you realized that God had positioned you in a place to rest and heal, once he brought the thing that was going to take you out, was trying to take you out, once he brought that to the light, exactly what it is, you got to the root of it and you began to journal, your mindset, how did it shift? Where did it shift to? Where are you right now? Because I'm hearing some of it, but I want you to share it because there's sisters out there, queens that are out there going through exactly that, want to leave the job, don't know how, too afraid to let go and let God be the head of, what they have going on. So if you can share a little bit of that.
Yes, and I can tell you, I've had people tell me they've read my book and it blessed them because they weren't they did not believe that they could stand on their own. They had to stick and stay. And it wasn't just with jobs, though. They were in relationships where they were being supported, but they were in relationships that were not healthy for them.
That's right.
And so they were given the push and the ammunition to know that they were able to step out. And let me tell you, when I stepped out, I didn't step out with getting unemployment. I didn't step out with getting any funding from anywhere. But God kept me and God has supplied all of my needs and God sent blessings, but he had to do that for me to know that it was him. Because see, if he had given me support in other ways, then I could have said that support is what sustained me. But in this space, I couldn't do that. All I can tell you for now and forevermore, that God has sustained me. So you asked, where was my mindset? Initially, it was, oh my God, what am I going to do? But then when I had to choose between life or death, and the paycheck was tied to death, and I know that over my life, God has never left me. When I made the decision to leave, to write my letter of resignation, the minute I sent that letter of resignation, I had peace over my life. I could breathe again. And I'm seriously telling you, there was a level of breathing that was so content and freeing and blessed over my life. It was like a new day, new me. And for those who worked with me and knew what I had been through and they called to check on me, they were like, why do you seem so happy, so free, so good? You're going through some things. And I'm like, the journey that I'm going through does not dictate how I feel.
No, at all.
God is my keeper and my supplier and my need meter and my way maker. And as long as I wake up every single day and I'm breathing, I get another day to do this thing. Because what I did not do was go home and wallow in self-pity. What I did not do was shut the door and say that I'm going to die anyway. No, what I did was I said, I have now been given a new chance to be who God has told me I should be.
That's right.
I didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't know how it was going to come. But when I started looking up fawn trauma and I started journaling, it started giving me all the tools necessary to heal. And as I started walking the walk myself, I started learning and peeling back the layers to find out how I became such a people pleaser. And when I found out where it stemmed from, all I could do was praise God because I overlooked all of that. And I never, ever held that part of my life accountable for anything. And so it woke me up to the point of now you see why you didn't let people in. Now you see why you wanted to make everybody else happy. Now you see why you had to be the one that changed the atmosphere. Well, first of all, it was because you were putting a mask on. But now I'm free. I don't have to wear a mask anymore. I'm free to say no, and I mean it.
Come on now.
And I don't even have, I don't feel a certain way about it anymore. I'm so good with just being me.
That's it.
I love the woman that's in the mirror. And I can tell you, when you decide to step out.
That's right.
When you know that you're being pushed, it's so many people, it's so many of us, men and women, that are being pushed to do something different. We just don't understand what that different is. But we know that it's going to be hard. We know that it's going to be some pruning time. We know that it's going to shift us in a place of uncertainty. But I can tell you, I've had people tell me that the known demons that they live with are better than the unknown. And I ask the question is, if you're sitting with known demons, why are you stating that your unknown will still be demons? The known demons, you pray those out. You start praising God in the midst of your storm. Absolutely. And you ask God to give you the gumption and the will to walk away from that. And he will open doors for you that you didn't even see that were coming. People have blessed me, and I didn't even know some of these people. Opportunities have come my way that I didn't even ask for. Doors are being opened that I never, ever would have walked through because I didn't even know that the door was down that road. People are being blessed by my testimony. People are being blessed by walking through my journal with me every Sunday. People are being blessed because somebody felt the need to stand when God said stand. And it takes me back to in the Bible when the man was at the water. But he just didn't get in. Several people tried to put him in, but he never got in. And he's waiting on God to help him. And God said, how many people did I send? I've been there to help you. And that's what I had to hear from God. I've been there to help you, Tracy. I've been there to elevate you. I've been there to take you higher. But you were so stuck on holding on to a pole that was rusted and rotten. And that was eating away at your soul. And that's where you felt safe, but you weren't safe because you're miserable.
That's right.
So I have joy now.
That's a blessing.
I have peace.
Yes.
I am such a new person that I'm learning to love me in a different way. And it's unconditional love. And it stems from learning how to accept me whole.
That's right.
With all my flaws and everything. Because I know that God made me this way. And if I want to be a better version of me, then it starts now.
That's it.
I can't worry about what happened yesterday.
Got to do the work.
And it's so many of us, if we just stick together, my biggest thing is start pouring positivity into your life.
Into yourself.
Yes. So every day I wake up, I don't care if I don't feel like moving.
Maybe.
I'm like, God, I'm so glad I got my limbs. I'm so glad that I can get up out of this bed. Lord, it's going to be a great day. I'm so powerful because you made me, Lord. I am so powerful because you made me in your image, Lord. I am great. And I'm great because you're great.
Yes.
And I love you, Lord.
Yes.
And I love me.
Come on now.
And I tell this girl in the mirror every morning. I look in the mirror every morning and I say, I love you.
That's right.
And you're going to have a magnificent day. Your day is blessed.
That's right.
Because we have to do that. Where's the little girl that longed for someone to tell her she was beautiful? Where's the little girl in you that longed for somebody to tell her that she was special, that she was a queen, that she was a diva?
Buried inside.
Yeah.
Buried inside, covered, overwhelmed with brokenness.
So how do we pull her out? Yeah. We have to pull her out and we have to tell her it's okay. We have to let her know that she's beautiful. There are so many of us that we have scars that are so deep.
Come on now.
And we're holding ourselves hostage and in bondage because we are ashamed of our yesterday. There is no room to be ashamed, because guess what? When God forgives you, He has forgiven you.
That's it.
It's done.
The way it is done.
It's washed away.
Amen. That's why my granddaughter, my baby, is 2.5 years old. Kalani hears every day, and she has to repeat it to Gigi. I am strong. I am smart. I am important. She's walking on. I'm important. I am kind. I am loved. And I am a star.
Yeah.
Nobody said. So that is our goal, to instill that in her now. So when they see me posting and chatting about that mini diva, because she's being taught that and told that, I don't want her to deal with certain things that I had to deal with and break generational curses, or you had to deal with at this age in our life. It should be poured into as a child. And not that my parents didn't say those things, but a lot of it was not embedded in, you heard it, but it just wasn't the same. And times are different. And we didn't have social media, so it's a lot different. Yeah. Where you are looking, and a lot of them are comparing themselves. I thank God that's one thing that I am able to just tell God, thank you for it. I constantly do that I didn't wrestle with that demon, but I've met some people. I have women that I coach to this day is comparing themselves. And I'm saying, but you have no idea what the journey is. You see something on social media and you want the boobs, and you want the butt implant and the butt lifting, and you want stop it already. Yeah. You have no idea. And then you don't know what's coming for the things that she has done. You don't know what's coming to her while you warning her life and her style and her look. Like, girl, look, my husband said anything more than a mouthful is too much. He good. I'm good with this. Like, I don't want to be like anybody. I don't want to shake. No. I don't want any of that. I only want what God gave me. And so when we're talking, even on our prayer team, on our prayer call, Awaken Destiny, my thing when I'm praying, and I tell the ladies, and this is just me, I always say, God, help me never to want anything that you don't want for me. I only want what you want for me. I don't want to be like anybody. I just want to be the diva who you called me to be. And when you showed me the things that you didn't put inside of me, and we needed to do something with those things, then I jumped on that wagon, and God, you showed me. So I know, importantly, you got to know who you are, so that you know where you're going, and like you said, and I've met a lot of women, and they're so kind-hearted. And unfortunately, that ain't my wall. That is not my wall. And sometimes I say, oh, I wish I was girl or someone. And we have a mutual friend, and I say, you're so nice. You say everything positive. Like, shit, I'm already girl. Like, not get mad. Like, tell her, like, girl, look, you don't want it. Like, giving something is like, no. And that's just not who he made me to be. And so I got to be okay with it. I love people. I love hard. Now, that's where a lot of my heartbreak will come, because I love hard and I want you to be the best, and I push. And so sometimes I say, oh, she just too. And I have a cousin that says it, well, her bossy self. There go her. That's her, what her boss is. Call me what you want. I love you, boo, and it's genuine. So if I see that some things need to be in alignment, then I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to help you. I'm a coach. I have a coach who can get in my stuff, and she let me know. And it's like, okay, I don't know everything. We know, but nobody knows everything. But when you have people in your life that will push you and that is genuinely concerned about you, I always say, well, receive it. And so you're one of the people, and I've known you some years, and you are very genuine. You're just a beautiful person. But even some of what you share with me to this day, I'm going away like, wow, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. But like you said, you were masking up, going home, and woo son, and okay, God, and crying about it, whatever. But I would have never. But it took certain things for you to get there to now where you are now, to be able to express it and share it, because just looking at you and being around you, I would have never known. I would have never known the strength that you've always possessed and just shown that in my presence. Like, I'm saying, wow. So the testimony is powerful. Girl, I'm grateful for your journey. I know it's not all roses because mine isn't. No one else is, but it is definitely when he takes us through something, as you know, it is never just for us.
Right.
Now you are being a blessing because you're able to share that thing and pour that thing into women. Ooh, this is good. And I wanted
But
to
also, can I share one thing?
please go.
You don't look at your storms as a negative thing.
Not at
I
all.
left my job, but God pushed me to the brink
Yeah.
because it was time for me to leave my job.
Mm-hmm.
God has something for me.
That's right.
And if I had not been pushed to the brink, if I had not gone through what I went through, I wouldn't be the Tracy that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so much more powerful. I am so much more confident. I
Oh,
am so much more alive and in tune with who I am and what I'm supposed to do and what God has in store for me.
mm,
And it's amazing. And I feel good. I
okay.
feel so good. And for those who are out there just wondering, when is it going to happen for me?
Mm.
Why do I keep going through this? Let me
We
tell you something. You will continue to go through storm after storm after storm until you learn the lesson that God wants you to learn.
Oh God, I just said that.
But
Yeah,
once you've learned that lesson
that's the test. You don't have to take a
and
test.
you pass the test,
Ooh.
now the storm doesn't even feel that bad for you.
Mm-mm.
You can walk through the rain all day long because you already know in your heart of hearts that on the other side of this storm, there's a rainbow.
Come on.
And when that rainbow happens, that's when your life starts and
Yeah,
it starts over. So it's a new day.
that's right.
And I'm so excited for the new day because
This storm.
in that, when I tell you ideas are coming, opportunities are coming, blessings are coming, God is moving in ways that I never seen him move before. And I've always seen it. But I can tell you, don't give up on yourself.
That's it.
Don't get stuck in where you are.
They forget. Yeah.
Yes, and
They
always
will.
I tell everybody, I said, look at your circle.
Mm.
Is your circle feeding life to you, or are you all feeding death to each other? If you all are happy and you all are thriving and you are moving and you're going to the next level, that is a great group to be with.
That's right.
But if you're tearing each other down, it's always wars, me, the world is against us, we can't get nothing, the man hates us, and I hate my job, I hate this. You need to get a new circle. And if you're the one that's initiating all of that, everybody else needs to get a new circle. But you need to take time to heal from that because as long as we're breathing, I truly believe that God has an assignment for us all.
He does. He does. And back
And
to
we have the chance to get it.
that's right. And when you talked about circles, the other circle that I stress, if you're the only one in the circle that is pouring, you need a new circle.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be, I don't want to be the smartest in my box or in my circle. Yeah. I want women that I can glean from and pull on and stretch me, God. I want to be stretched, but you need the same people, like-minded spirits, like-minded personalities, thinking, mindset, shifting, motivate. You need the same thing that you're pouring out. You need that. But if you're the only one in that circle, girlfriend, get a new circle. I've known you 25 years. I've known you 15. But if you're not pouring into me like I'm pouring into you, I'm sorry. It ends here.
Yeah.
You're not a bad person. I don't dislike you. But guess
exactly.
I've got to move because God is calling me to things that when I don't show up for Piera the way that I'm supposed to, then God is not pleased with me because he's given me an assignment. And so if I'm being laxy daisy or blowing off and, oh, it don't take all of that. And she's always jumping on Facebook and she just, oh, she say on there, she always, you wasn't in the conversation, girlfriend.
Thank you.
It wasn't a three-way. So when God is pouring and talking to me, he's talking to me. So I am so confident about that because that's who I am. I'm one of the confident queens. Not that you're not, but I'm just speaking about me.
I get it.
When God's talked to me, he's talking to me. He ain't saying, girl, go get this one and that one. And let me, no. It's he and I. It is he and I. So when I come out the gate, they say, you know what, she just too conceited. She's vain. She's too much for you. Acknowledge it. Either grab onto what I'm doing or what I got going on or how I can pour into you, or let it go and go the other way.
But you know, those people who do that to
Yeah.
you, there's something that inside of them that they
Oh,
see
girl.
that they want that you have. No, I'm serious, and they don't even see it.
Yeah.
But there's something about you that really irritates them because it's a part of what they want in their life. They see the confidence.
That's right.
They see the things that you have and the things that you're doing, and it irritates them
Oh,
because there's sometimes a growth that they need to have within so that they can get there. And it may not come out of them like it comes out of you.
right.
But once they are secure in who they are, they will have no words to say about you.
I agree.
And if they do have words to say, they're going to be kudos to my sister because she's out there doing her thing. One thing I heard you say was you have a coach.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you coach other people.
Yes, ma'am.
When you want to elevate to another level, every successful person I know that is growing and elevating and being the best version of themselves has a coach.
And they got a coach. So
they have a coach.
That's how you become.
And I had to learn that. And I'm telling you, because you can sit there and think all the thoughts that you want to think and think that you can get to the best place or the best version of you by yourself. And you can't.
You cannot.
It takes a village. You don't know every single thing. But when you can have someone connected to you that can coach you and actually pull things out of you that you really took for granted. Or you didn't know was there, because sometimes a lot of us take things for granted. And those are the things that we can actually pour into other people that can bless them, but it could also be a moneymaker for you.
That too.
And if it's not a moneymaker, it can also open doors for you to get you to where you want to be.
That's right. It's a journey.
So you have got to know that it's not just about you. It's not a one-man circle.
Never.
And when you think about winning, you win with a team.
Come on.
And if you got a team, think about just movie stars that are getting, they have a makeup artist, they've got a marketing person, or I don't even know what they call them, but they have all these different people on their team. And that's helping them to present themselves in the best version that they can be. So again, we go back to who's in your circle.
Who's in your circle?
But in addition to your circle, I would challenge you to go out there, get you a coach.
That's right.
Absolutely. Because that's going to help you open up to be the best. A lot of us need healing.
And you want somebody that's going to really challenge you, because for me, inspired Destiny, Coach Destiny, Queen Des, she's younger than me, but when I said a well of wisdom,
yes,
it excited with just hearing, like, oh my God, like, I mean, young enough to be my daughter, but when I said the strength and the wisdom that she speaks and she pours into us, I couldn't ask for anything else. And challenging at times, because I'm like, okay, Lord. Well, no, because I need it. I need it because I know how I am. So I'm gonna go get it already. So to have somebody that is like working on double time, what I'm doing is only pushing me to be better, to be greater. So every great coach, and Lisa Nichols was the first person that, again, I heard talk about it when God placed me in this arena with authors and, being an influencer and doing the things that I am doing. And I say successful because people look at numbers, and God said, it's not about numbers. Are you being impactful? Are you making a difference in somebody's life? You're a success. So people are, I follow this one, follow that one. But if you saying something, you're talking good, or you're speaking with transparency, because you can see, they can see the evidence of what God has done and how you've grown, blah, blah, blah. Because your name in this one or that one, nothing. They stroll on by. And I said, well, and like I told them in the beginning, my message is not for everybody, but it is for someone. And I have women reaching out left and right until I'm saying, well, who is she? I have to go back and say, she's my friend? Like, I don't even know her. I said, you don't have to know her. But your testimony is going to make the difference. And so I'm using you to share that. So I bless you for opening up and sharing and being transparent and talk, because a lot of women don't want to talk about, especially if they hadn't been completely healed. I'll say that. But the one that are not healed, those are the ones that don't really want to open up and share the journey. And I'm not saying you got to tell Facebook everything that you've endured in your life. Some things we are just going to take to the grave. You know what I'm saying? And that is fine, because I'm one of them. If God didn't tell me to share something, I'm not going to do it, because again, He's cleaned me up. He's got me in I'm in new stilettos now. I had some that wasn't so clean, that wasn't so cute. But the one I'm walking now, it's all Him. So I said, well, Lord, I never saw it coming. I didn't think that you could use me. Oh, yes, I can. Because see, you're the one. They don't have to just be degreed up and, always got stuff. No, I'm not her. That's not who He was looking for when He was looking for the diva, when He created the diva with the destiny. He knew exactly what all my transgression. He knew all that. He knew all that. So when He chose Tracy for the good girl trauma, not my drama girl, He already knew, but He knew that a long time ago. You had to catch up to what He has already spoken into existence about you. It has already been manifested in the heavenly realm, but He needed you to do your part. And again, let go of that rusty pole. That blessed me. Where you were dying and broke in just a million pieces. And as soon as you let go, you began to become whole. Yes. Only God can do that. Only God could have done that. So there are women out there, and I see them chatting in the thing. I can't read it all because of my present state, but I will. But I do go back and maybe, I'm not sure if you can read any of the comments, Tracy, because it might be something somebody's, I don't know if they're just commenting or a question. So if you can just look while you're, if you're able to see it, because it might be something, we don't want to miss it. If you can speak into it right now.
Yeah. I see Miss Green said it definitely takes a village.
Come on. Yes, ma'am.
She said, yes, it's a new day.
Yes, a new day. A new day.
I'm just so excited.
This is blessing me, and she came to my heart. So I pray. Latasha, do you see Latasha Washington on?
No, I don't see her as a commenter.
Well, I will definitely send it to her, because she knows Thursday when we're on. But I definitely she's in my heart while you were talking about a number of things. A beautiful person, the kindest woman, and always there. But it's just something, and I'm going to make sure she hears this testimony, and also purchase your book for her, because I really want her to hear this. And she's just one of the ones, but she's dropped in my spirit, when you start talking. So we are going to go ahead and get ready to close out. But if you have any parting words, if there's one thing you could say to leave with the viewers, what would that be? And please also give your social media platform so that they know how to reach you on whatever platform that you'd like to be reached on, to purchase or just connect with you.
Okay, awesome. Well, I did want to say, John did say choosing familiar hells over unfamiliar heavens. And I'm like, okay. and Victoria is one of my classmates and friends, childhood friends. And she is on here. And I just want to thank her for joining us tonight. My book, again, is Good Girl Trauma. It's Not My Drama. I am on social media at the handle of T-Lynn Experience. I am, you can find my book at thetracypowell.com, and you can get my journals on Amazon. But if I had one thing to leave with you, I would say do not stay in pain. Do not stay stagnant in places that will cause you to not live your best life. It is time for us to live our best life. It is time for us to actually come out of bondage. You started us off talking about death.
Right.
And I was saying that when we are still breathing, we may not have died yet, but we are in prison. But we create our own prisons because God has already forgiven us if we asked Him to.
That's right.
So get over your yesterday. And today is your new day to start living the best life that you want for tomorrow. And you got to do the things today that other people won't do so that you can live the life that other people won't live. So step out of your own way, get into a place where you can get some coaching, therapy, or whatever you want, so that you can be the best version of you, and check out who's in your village. And if they are not pouring into you, let it go and create a new village. And if all of you all want to stick together to be better, then do it together. But something that you also said when we were talking about that really stuck with me, and it just left me. But I was like, oh my gosh. But you talked about the village, but you also talked about just being the best version of you. Yeah. And I just challenge you to be the best version of you. I'm doing it. That's right. I'm walking it every day, and I'm the happiest that I could have ever been. And I'm happy just being me. I've learned how to love me. And I am so happy with her. Neat joined us. Neat said, hi, ladies.
Hey, girl.
So I'm very happy, but I also want to thank you because you are the diva with the destiny, and you have a PhD in life. And I'm so glad that you do, because if I don't know anything else, I know when you walk out, baby, you walk out strong. You walk out as a confident woman. You walk out in a space that lets us know that we don't have a choice but to be the best version of us.
Yeah, that's it.
Because you do it each and every day.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm so happy to know you. I'm so happy to be a part of your circle. And I'm so grateful that you saw fit to invite me to your table.
Girl, I was doing good, Tracy. I was doing good. I was doing good. I was doing good. I was doing good. But thank you so very much. I am humbled to have you on the platform again. And so you didn't, and I've gotten this from some, but I laugh at them and I said, baby, just keep watching, because God is doing something with the Diva. Just keep watching, because I've gotten, oh, well, what is your followers numbers and where's your, I'm like, what? And I can go and I inbox certain people and I check them out, look at their page and invite them to come on to my platform, because it's not about me. We're helping and we're pouring into other people, other women mainly. And it's like, they want to know how many followers I have. You're not the guest for this show. Because they only
gotta have quality over quantity.
Over quantity all day. That's how I am in my marriage, with going on my date nights with my husband. I don't need 10, 12 people. I just don't. We don't. Because it's about quality for us. And we do real good together. So lacking nothing, missing nothing where that's concerned. And just even in circles, I have not ever. But I get that. And so I thank you for saying yes. That was going back to that. Thank you for saying yes. Because some people, it's like, blowing it off. They don't know. I don't want to be on that platform. Because you're talking about God for one thing and you don't have enough followers. Really? Okay.
I'll jump on any platform that talks about God.
That part, God, because he's given it to me to do it this way, a part of what I'm already called to do as a coach, as an author, as a host, as a prayer warrior. And I didn't see that come. God, but he knows everything about us. So it blows my mind. I'm like, God, you don't want me to not to pray. Like, I can pray. I will, but you don't want me to, that ain't what, yeah, that's what I want you to do. So he does all this foolish, what I call foolish, but it's wise from him. So it's wisdom. And I'm like, okay, Lord. So I accept that. But I thank you sincerely for coming back. And, because some do, they write a book and then they get way big and like, oh, no, I can't go on that show. But maybe if Tamara Hall called me, I'll go on there. But no, I can't do Table Talk with the Diva. Keep watching, because Tamara Hall is my mentor.
Awesome.
Chat that I reach out to her and she responds. So when the woman is pouring into me, girl,
yes.
laugh. And some people, I said, baby, you have no idea. You have no idea. God took this filthy wretch and continue to do some things in me. And I tell them, just keep watching. Keep watching. So you keep being who you are. I love the newness. I love the freshness about you. Your testimony about to bring me to tears. And I said, Lord, I'm not going to cry. Help me. Help me. And I'm praying within, like, just hold me up. Let me get through this. Because just hearing that and knowing that you could have honestly, physically lose your life. Because you were just, I'm like, that is like, whoo, that's scary. Because some people are really just, they too afraid to set boundaries. Not me.
Before you finish, you got some comments coming in.
Oh, Lord.
You got, let me see. Neat loves us. She's proud of us. And she said she would be proud to be on the platform with either one of us. And Victoria said, keep pushing. All praises to God be the glory. And I do want to tell you congratulations, but I want to tell every person that watches this, congratulations. Amen. Congratulations on your new day. Congratulations on the new path that you're moving to. Congratulations on being the best version of you. And it's all up to you. You decide this day if you're going to be the best version of you. Don't let anybody stop you.
Or block you.
Because it's all about you. And I'm telling you, if you give God a chance to move you in a direction that will take you to another level, He will blow your mind. It doesn't matter about what's in your bank account. It doesn't matter about the people that you have around you. It doesn't matter about where you live. It doesn't matter about what you have. I can tell you, it matters about your relationship with the Most High. It matters about your relationship with God and what you will allow Him to do. And when it looks bad, start praising Him in the midst of what it looks like, because the worse that it looks, the better the blessing that's coming. I'm a living testimony, and I am walking in my truth right now. And Antoinette says, all praises to God. So I'm telling you, this thing that we're doing right now in this 2024 is a new day. And God is moving on behalf of us all.
Yes.
And if you trust Him in this day, if you trust Him in this season, I can't wait to see what He does for you. I'm so proud of you, my sister. Yes. I'm so proud of all that He's doing for you, the diva.
Yes.
And I'm so proud of how you are allowing Him to use you. Because one thing I know about you is that you boldly walk in your purpose. You boldly walk in what God has for you, and you don't care what anybody says about it, because you're going to keep moving. And you move, honey, with the walk. Yeah, you got that diva walk, so you got the right background with them red shoes and the stilettos that you wear, because you are a queen.
Yes, God.
And you are God's child.
Love Him. I love
and you never, ever have shown where you were embarrassed or ashamed to be that. And so I'm proud of you, and I thank you for sharing your platform with me.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just wish you all the blessings in the world.
I receive it in Jesus' name. I thank you again, and blessings be unto you and all that you put your hands to. Queens, I want you to know, if you are coming to Girl Just Breathe, May the 11th, Arthur Powell will be there. She will have a table set up, so her books and journals will be there available, and whatever else products that she may have. So please come again with the great expectation to receive the breath of God blowing inside of you, creating the best, highest version of yourself, changing, releasing, being delivered, healed, and set free. My coach is the keynote speaker, and I have 2 other speakers. Can't wait. And the icing that's on my cake is my producer, John Singletary, will be speaking as well. And because he is living, I don't want to say a double life, but he's a dad and mom. He's living on both sides of the spectrum, taking care of my nephew that is nonverbal. And so when I said he's powerful in his words and how he articulates and will make you just like stop in your tracks, God has something for us coming. And so I'm super excited. Minister Danette Collins, she's a beast because she's the prayer strategist, honey. And so I can't wait for them to get there and set the stage ablaze. Super excited. So please, 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 if you haven't got your tickets, you might want to do that, because if not, you'll be watching the replay all on TikTok, and it's going to be going, because it is the first and not the last of what God is yet to do in this season. Well, Queen Tracy, I thank you so much. I'm going to let you go. And I bless you. And we'll have you on again. And who knows what else you're going to be doing because you've shown up as a realtor. You've shown up as the author. So we know that God is continually being up. He's up to something. So whatever he does, I pray that he blesses you immensely in all that you're doing and all that you're pouring in, that you'll get double for your trouble for what you've done thus far. I love you and have an amazing rest of your week.
You too.
All right. Well, we're out until next month for autism awareness. Still looking for powerful, bold parents or people that work with autistic children or even an autistic adult, but someone that wants to help and just share some of the knowledge of what is my thing? I'm so sorry. The autistic awareness month. So we're going to celebrate that all next month of April. So I am looking. So if you are knowledgeable about anything when it comes to autism, please send me an inbox or email me at collinspierra@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to respond to you because I am looking for you to come on and share and pour into others. So sharing is caring. Please remember to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to Arthur Pierra Collins, the Destiny Chaser. That's who I am, and I want to know who you are. Have an amazing evening.
She's a diva with a destiny, got purpose and zest, you see. Books, business, and accessories. She walks in favor and she's blessed indeed. She keeps her head and her heels high, and her limit soars beyond the sky. If it's purpose she's pushing, you've tuned in with Table Talk with the Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy he's trapped won't win. For God has given you vision, and in the end you shall win. Yeah. Table Talk with the Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya.